Are we all good? No, there we are. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, I had margaritas earlier. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah! There we go.
Caramba!
Happy National Margarita Day. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I think it needs to be, and I've decided to make it one. So
Every day.
every day, yay! I kind of person. All right, I've got 4 new poems for you tonight. The first 2 are actually about relationships ending. I'm also a painter, and I was pulling out some artwork from way in the back of my painting history, and I found a piece that brought me back to the place when my first marriage ended. And I was very emotional, and it was a very emotional painting, and it usually evokes a lot of emotion. And I was inspired to write a poem that is new but doesn't feel new to me. This is kind of the conversation I had with myself when I made that painting, because sometimes relationships crash and burn and leave debris over a span of your life with a little bit of damage and wreckage along the way. Sometimes they end and it's a bit like being shoved out of a moving vehicle. So the first poem is a little bit more like that first version of wreckage over time. The second poem is a slightly more recent breakup that I didn't initiate. It was a bit like being moved out of a moving car, shoved out of a moving car. So this one is a new poem on an old thought, on a conversation I had with myself years ago. It's called Finding My Way Home. I've beaten and torn myself apart, shredded my insides out, and sometimes wonder if there is enough pieces of me left to ever feel whole again. I miss kissing in the rain, but I don't think there's enough rain to ever wash my shame away. I miss strong arms to hold me close and soft lips to kiss goodnight, and I miss the comfort of knowing I was loved. I miss the feeling of being with someone and thinking this feels like home. And I think, how could I? How could I have done all those awful things? I was so wrong and unkind and blind, and you said you could forgive me, but I guess I forgot to forgive myself. How will I ever find love again when my heart doesn't feel whole? I just don't know how to let this regret go. I'm still just trying to find my way home. It's an old poem, I got over it. It's an old thought, new poem. The next one is a slightly more recent breakup that I didn't initiate, and it was a bit of a shock, and it stung real bad, so it's a quick short poem, kind of like the breakup. It's called This Breakup. This breakup was a surprise, ill-timed and unkind, and I didn't see it coming because he was so good with his lies. I wish my feelings weren't so big, or my skin quite so thin, or my heart wasn't broken and having to mend again. And I wish my grandmother were still here so that I could ask her how they did it. How did she and Grandpa make it? I mean, how exactly is it done? How do you find the one? Thank you. So with all this reflection that was going on in my head last week, this was inspired 2 or 3 weeks ago while I was here. I often write and inspired by a lot of the talent that's here, and I don't remember who was playing. I think it was just the collection of people that night, the vibe of the night, and it's called Cracked, and it's about self-reflection and coming to terms with some of the road rash that comes with life, for lack of a better term. I'm not broken, but I am broken open. And the things inside me are lovely and beautiful and ugly and powerful. These fractures, these cracks, these faults and flaws are secrets unkept. 'Cause it's not how we break, it's how we fit back together in the spaces between the pieces, filled with blood and sweat and tears and hopes and dreams that prove what we're made of. And on a lighter note, this last one is an acrostic. Some of you know that I like to do these as a writing exercise. You take a word or phrase, write it down the vertical, and force yourself to start each line of that poem with the word from that phrase. I found this in my notebook, a single phrase on a single page after a long night with my very best friend where we had been drinking and possibly smoking. And the single line is, I don't feel high, but I do feel stupid.
Legal.
Idiot. That's how I feel most days. Downright stupid the other days. Out of my depth, trying to catch my breath. Not sure of anything. Trying to figure out everything. Finding out just a bit too late. Everything can't be known. Expectation slamming into reality, leaving me empty-headed and empty-handed, heart achingly unsatisfied, imagination drained, generating an actual hole in my head, holding my face to the light, but finding myself blinded by the night, unable to find my way out to the happy place, the safe space I call me, myself, and I. I don't know what I'll find outside this dark space, free to fly and shine and rise and fall, everything and nothing expanding my insides, letting my inner eye meet my inner voice, singing a lullaby to my inner child, trying to soothe my inner beast, ultimately realizing personal space begins in your head. Idiot ramblings don't know where it ends. Thank you.